You might be feeling powerless in life. You might be feeling like things happen in life and you have no power over them. You might feel as if there's always something bringing you down and pushing you down and you don't have any power. Well, I'm going to teach you in this video how to connect to your own personal power by using one principle. And this is the principle of volcanic eruption that the earth uses sometimes to express its power or to express containment that was previously held inside the system. So let's get into it. Now, a lot of the times when you feel powerless, there's one thing that you're doing. What you do is a pattern, and this pattern is withdrawing, containing and suppressing an emotion. And when you do that, you start to go down into grief, down into feeling withheld, down into controlling your emotions. You feel fear, you feel grief, and then you descend down into apathy. You disconnect from the world and think, I can't make a difference. I don't have any power in this. And you eventually sit in a state of victimhood. And you remain there until things feel better, until things feel safe. But a couple of things happen. When you start to feel safe, you slowly start to climb out until you feel a little bit of courage and you show up with some courage, and then you get broken down again by something, and then you shut down and you feel once again, oh, I need to contain myself, I need to suppress, I need to withhold, and you go back down into apathy and you withdraw from the world. Now, what this happens is you reduce your resilience when there's uncomfortable or challenging events, and you're not able to grow past your current set point of challenge. So whenever a certain set point of challenge occurs in your environment, you pull back, you hold back, and you hold yourself back from most of the time expressing and sharing what needs to be shared. And there's one emotion that needs to be embodied, and this emotion is anger. Now, that's the thing. A lot of times we think and we believe anger is bad. We believe expressing ourselves is bad. But the reason why anger is bad is because it's always explosive by the time you get to the point of actually expressing it. If you learn to express yourself, to express your emotion, to express how you feel from moment to moment, time to time, and you don't suppress and you don't depress and you don't withdraw yourself, then you just simply allow yourself to express, then you don't have a buildup that needs to be a volcanic eruption. So the method here is to identify when you need to express and to train yourself to learn to express your emotions or to express your needs whenever you need it, and to not be afraid of it. A lot of times we think that when I express myself, the other person, I'm not going to be liked, I'm going to be pushed away, I'm going to be minimized, I'm going to be judged, I'm going to be criticized. All those things are fears. And when you go down to the level of fear, you start to not have power, and you need to use tactics of manipulation to survive and to get what you want. And this is not power in life. This is not having a sense of control over life. This is using fear for manipulation, and it always backfires. It is the area of black magic. And this is what those without true power actually use to manipulate the people, because they know they don't have power, but they use manipulation. But when you as a human being discover your own inner power, you're not manipulated anymore. You're not interfered with anymore, because you know your core essence. And this is essentially what I'm trying to support you to do, is to connect to your own inner power so you're not manipulated by outside forces anymore. So the person, that set point of challenge that you've reached, you're able to expand beyond it. You're able to transcend it. You're able to go to the next level of personal power by transcending the next challenge, the next phase, the next person that's challenging you. And the challenge always gets bigger. You always find a bigger enemy at some point in your life. So we need to learn to embrace the challenge coming from enemies, and we need to learn to have greater levels of enemies, because that's what happens. That's how we expand our influence, and that's how we expand our area of influence and control in life and our personal power. So instead of connecting to fear and feeling fearful and withdrawing inside yourself and suppressing the emotion, what you need to do is connect to the underlying emotion that actually wants to come out. And to do that, you need to really feel inside your body. Okay, my energy is going inside. I'm connecting into my body. I'm feeling, wow, my energy is withdrawing. I'm shrinking. I'm minimizing myself. But there's another energy wanting to come out. What is that I'm not allowing? You ask yourself that significant question. What is it that I'm not allowing? And it very likely is anger. And when you start to allow yourself to connect to anger, to allow anger in your system, to let it be, then the next step is you allow yourself to express anger. Just giving yourself the permission to do that. It doesn't mean you go about being angry all the time. But a lot of us have suppressed it, have contained ourselves, have put a lid on it. And it's been contained and blocked. And this is manifesting as illness in your body. It's showing up as restriction. It's showing up as you shaming yourself and reducing yourself to less than your potential. We need to pop the lid. We need to allow ourselves to connect to the base chakra, where anger sits. This is the base of the core of the volcano. And when it erupts, the energy goes up. The energy goes through the second, through the third chakra, and into the heart space. So once you've allowed it to boil through the second and the third chakra, and you've started to experience a sense of magnetism, then you have the ability to connect that anger energy, to bring it through the heart. And this is when you begin to transmute it. But it needs to go through the other phases first. You need to first allow yourself to connect to this anger, to have desire for something so much that you allow the anger to move through. You allow the expression of the anger. You allow yourself to release anger. You allow yourself to really fully express yourself. On a deep level, you allow yourself to experience this volcanic eruption inside of you so that the energy climbs through the heart. And once you've got no charge of avoiding anger, because the first aspect is to avoid anger and to push it down, well, then you block the volcano. And then it starts to, if you take that energy and you push it down, it wants to come out. It needs to come out somewhere. If you think a volcano erupts, it erupts at the weakest points. So if you push it down, it's going to erupt somewhere else. And usually it shows up in our body as very uncomfortable illness. So we need to allow that anger to move through, and we need to allow its expression. And once you have no charge of suppressing it and no charge of actually expressing it, you have no need to express it, then you're able to contain it and let it move through the heart. And this is where the dragon or the Kundalini serpent energy can start to awaken. When you're not afraid of this fire inside of you, when you're not afraid to let it rip, when you need to let it rip, then you can contain it inside of you, and it can be a fire that fires up the energy field of who you are. And once you do that, then you've transmuted it from the heart, and then you're able to move through and express your truth, share your truth in the world. And you're able to go out and serve your purpose and share that which you truly are. But without first allowing that anger, you can't transmute it through the heart and share your truth. And then the higher centers cannot awaken. Many of us spend too much time up in the higher centers without transmuting this beautiful Kundalini dragon energy. You're trying to do Kundalini in the mind. You're trying to do all these practices for Kundalini instead of doing what's actually going to make the difference. So here's an invitation for you. Connect to that volcanic energy that you have and allow it to be, allow it to brew, allow it to expand inside your body, allow it to fuel you. Let it be the fuel that expands inside your body until you have the courage to speak the truth. And when you have the courage to speak the truth, to share your truth, even when it's not accepted, even when people will judge you, even when you'll be criticized, even where you'll get pushed out aside, your truth stands. And your truth is unwavering, and you're not afraid of expressing the truth. This is the beginning of your liberation. It's the beginning of stepping into courage, because when you have the courage to express your truth, you have true power over yourself and over life. And there you begin the journey of not being influenced by the outside world, but start to access your higher levels of willpower, start to access the true meaning of what it means to love. Because if you're suppressing yourself, you're not loving yourself. You're judging the world, you're resenting the world. And when you're carrying resentment, grief, unexpressed anger, apathy, guilt and shame, you cannot love. It's not possible to be in the space of love. You're imitating love instead of being love. My name is Matteo Galatis, and I'm here to teach you how to connect to your truth and express your true purpose out into the world.